Hey everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to do another Valentine's Day inspired, even though it's over, look, using the Urban Decay Aphrodisiac palette. I don't know when this was released. I do know that this is one of the very first palettes that I did purchase because I was just getting into makeup again. I mean, I liked makeup when I was younger, but then, I had kids and I kind of became less of a priority, and now I'm back to myself. My kids are older now, so they're self-sustained and they kind of don't need me as much, really, but they still need me nonetheless. However, whole other thing. But this is the palette that I'm talking about. I'm not quite sure on the age of it, by no means, okay? This is what it looks like. It says it has a 24-month shelf life. I would say this is probably a version on 3 years old, if I had to take a guess. It could be 4. But it's no longer available. But at the time, when I was first getting into makeup, I just thought this was so pretty. Now, 3 years later to however long later, I have different thoughts. But let's get started and I'll explain. So, the first shade we're going to go into is Beyond, which is this brown here. So, when I first started getting into makeup, I went to Ulta. And, I checked it out and I really did kind of go for whatever reason, I guess Clinique first, but then I went into Urban Decay, Tarte, Too Faced, all that. But this palette was out, I do remember that, and a lip gloss being out. This one here. It's a high shine. It's in the shade Aphrodisiac. And I don't know if it was like part of this or not, to be honest with you. I just know that I got them at the same time. I really wasn't, watching beauty or anything. What it was is that there was an Ulta right beside the Planet Fitness that I was going to, and I just wandered in, Anywho, so this was one of the first palettes that I actually ever purchased once I got back into makeup. I didn't have a clue how to do makeup. I still don't, but I tried to do a look with it, and I do remember really liking it, thinking it was very easy to use. Now, today, doing my makeup, I still feel like Urban Decay is a very easy shadow to use. I just don't think they aged well with the beauty community, to be honest with you. I do think starting out beginning level, they are good for their shadows, because they're buildable and they do become, pigmented once you build them, but they don't start off with all that pigment to where you're scared, like, what do I do? And then even if you do mess up, it's super easy to blend this shadow out. So for that, I do think it is a good brand. But once you've experienced other brands, like, they just haven't changed any. And I'm not saying to come out, bold and pigmented or anything like that, but I don't know. I mean, I guess they're doing well. They're still in Ulta. They still have a huge display and all that, so they still have an audience for sure. Who that is, I don't know. I mean, I still buy from them, but I only buy just to see what they've changed any, to be honest with you. But this formula is very easy to use. There's no denying that. We're going to go into the darkest shade. There's 3 mattes, 3 metallic shades, I guess you would call them. This one here, what does that say? I think it says Sheets. It's about skin color for me, so I could set the eye with it. That one is Beyond, and then there's this one, which is called Whiplash. We're going to go into this one now and darken it up. Now this is a pretty pigmented color even going on. So it definitely has pigment. But like I said, it's so easy to blend it out that it's just crazy. So if you are scared of color, you know, this is a good palette to, well, this not this particular palette because it doesn't exist, but you know, Urban Decay in general, until you get comfortable, you know. But see, I like Tarte, to be honest, because they've changed their formula a little bit. Their shadows are still easy to use, like their mattes, but the metallic shades are more metallic. And that's where I think it's just preference, really. Because some people like the really metallic, you know, over the top, and others like subtle. And I would say this is definitely very subtle metallics, for sure. So I do see where, you know, their audience could lay, I guess. And their palettes are pretty basic, so they can be used for everyday, day or night, you know. So I can see. And it's there in store for you to see and touch. But look at that. I only dipped in one time. Like I do give credit to them for their shadows. They're easy to use. And if you want a quick look, you know, the Naked line is definitely like the Naked 2 and 3 and the Reloaded. I have quite a few different Naked palettes. I really need to revisit Urban Decay, to be honest, and see if I even need these palettes in my collection, to be honest. We're going to go into an Addict, or is that what that is? Yeah. And it's a purple metallic, but we're going to run it under the lower line, lash line here. Like, I do like this palette, but not like I used to. Like, I really did like this palette, and I actually used it quite a bit. But again, it was when I was first starting out. And it does create a pretty look. I mean, I've created several different looks I use in this palette, and I do like them all. But now that I have experienced, you know, different shadows and stuff, you know, this just isn't calling to me like it once did. But I still think that it is good. Don't get me wrong. Don't, you know. Okay. Now we're going to go into the shade Night Fever, which is this one right here. And we're going to put it all over the lid. And again, it is so easy to use this palette. It truly, truly is. You can create a quick, easy, very pretty look, you know? Subtle, but elegant, I guess is a good word for it. I just dropped something. And I'm sure if you sprayed your brush, you could get a little more oomph out of the metallics, depending on your preference again. Even if I sprayed, I can tell you I wouldn't get the oomph I need out of these particular metallics. Okay. Now I'm going to go into Glare. Yeah, Glare, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to pop it on the outer portion of the lid, just to see. Like, really, there's not much difference between those two colors. A little bit, obviously. And if you didn't combine them, you could, you know, you would have two different looks. But when you put them side by side, I mean, it doesn't make that big of a difference to the eye look in general, you know what I mean? Now, I will say where I think Urban Decay does good. I mean, their mattes obviously are good, but also their Moon Dust shadows. This is not an all-in-one palette for me, personally, just so you know. Okay, so for the inner corner, I was like, I'm going to pull out an Urban Decay shadow in Cosmic, which is this one here, and pop it on my inner corner. And I actually have this in my top drawer because I find that this is a really good inner corner for a lot of different looks, and it's just easy to grab, you know. Again, you could use your highlighter because I do that a lot too. But if you're wanting to use a shadow, this is a good one. And the Moon Dust shadows are really nice too. I don't think this is a Moon Dust shadow, to be honest. I think this is a just a regular shadow, because A, it doesn't say Moon Dust the way this one does. This is in Starlight, and it has Moon Dust written across it, where this does not. For my lip, I actually put the lip shade Liar on for right now, because I'm going to top it with this shade so you can see it, the Aphrodisiac shade, in just a minute. So for the liner, for waterline, I'm going to use, it's called Heartless. It's not very Valentine's Day, but you know, we're going with it. I thought I had a black liner, but I couldn't find it, so I gave up and just used this one. I figured this was fine, good enough, you know. Okay, and then actually I'm going to take that darkest shade, the Whiplash, and I'm just going to line my upper lash line with it, because I'm going to put, of the fact that I always mess up on my mascara, and this kind of just hides it, I feel like, anyway. And it also makes it look like I got more volume. But my reasoning for doing it is simply because it hides up my mess ups. And I need all the help I can get when it comes to my makeup. I don't know about you all, but when it comes to mess ups, I have quite a few while doing my makeup look, to be honest. Usually something goes wrong at least once or twice, you know? And that could be completely normal, I don't know. Or it could be completely a beginner type thing, you know? I just don't know. I'm just gonna buff that out a little more. Okay. Then I'm gonna curl the lashes as I drop everything. I'm using my Refer eyelash curler, and I'm using my Urban Decay Perversion mascara for the top lashes. That was fun. I don't really remember how this mascara wears, to be honest. I keep checking to make sure I'm not getting transfer, and I haven't so far. But that don't mean I won't. I'm hoping I don't. I will say it didn't make my lashes look too bad, to be fair. Of course, I will mess up. Like, they don't look bad, but they don't look like anything special either, you know what I mean? And I messed up twice. That's weird that that happened like that. I mean, for me, as long as it doesn't transfer, I can make it work. But transferring, I can't do. Alrighty. And then, of course, for the bottom lashes, we're using the Lancome Deafen Seals. I know I dropped something else, but I don't know what I dropped. It goes with the rest of my life. I'm gonna clean up the spots where I messed up real quick. I didn't let them dry. Great. I knew better too. Alright, we can make it work. We can fix it. Not really. But we can try. That's my theory. I will try my best. And usually I can get it to where it's somewhat okay for the day. You know what I mean? Again, what am I doing? I'm not leaving the house, so I'm putting the Lancome on the bottom. Up on one more spot. I just gotta clean it. I think I nicked up here somewhere. Maybe I didn't. I did nick there though. Okay. Doesn't work. There we go. Again, I'm not a big fan of the mascara, to be honest. I mean, it's there, but that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not my favorite. But to keep with the theme, I thought I'd use it. So this is the final look using that palette, the Aphrodisiac palette. Now, for this though, actually, I still like this. It's the High Shine. I don't know if they still have this or this particular color. Again, 24 months. Definitely past that. But watch what it does. Like, it's almost like it's a duochrome. I don't know if you can see that. But what I like about it, yeah, can you see that? know if you can see it or not. But what I like about it is the fact that it is like minty. And it's not goopy, but it's there, and it's like a minty feeling to where it feels like it's plumping your lips, but I don't think this is. But it feels it, and it just feels minty, and when you breathe in, like, it just feels clean, and I don't know, but I really do like this particular shade. I've got a couple of these. I don't know if they all do that, though. And the other two shades that I have, when I first got into makeup, my choices were very questionable, to say the least. We're talking like purple and hot pink. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought about doing a look on the old makeup, like picking that out, because I know what I used to wear. And I'm talking a hot pink lipstick. Choices. That's all I can say. And we know that that was not even in style or anything. It was just a choice that I made. And looking back at pictures, it was not a good choice, I don't think. I much like this look now, you know what I mean? Even if it's a nude lip and stuff, and just I mean, don't get me wrong, I like playing with my colorful eyeshadows though, but anyway. So this is the final look. I think it turned out really pretty. The palette isn't what I once thought it was, and that could be due to preference. That could be due to experiencing different brands. I mean, it could be up to a lot of things, really. But I do think that Urban Decay definitely has a place in makeup for definitely beginners, and even I would say for quick, easy, subtle looks, if you're into that sort of thing. You know, it just really depends on your preference. Honestly, I like this look. I could wear this look. It doesn't bother me none. But if I think about it, I really want to put something shiny. To be honest, I really want to pop something so shiny, so badly. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped in some way. Maybe you have this palette and you haven't thought about it in a long time because, well, it's kind of outdated. Or you thought about it and, well, now you know that you may have saved yourself, I think $25 is what it was when I bought it. Or you may have something like it and want to recreate the look. But that's all I have for you today. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that we notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you on my next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.